And then, so now we're going to do the last thing, a pivot table. So a pivot table, how it works, we're going to select on here from the date cell A1, go shift, control down, and then your right arrow, and then your down arrow. So it's going to be, I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to sit on date, shift, control, and shift and control, and then your right arrow. And then while you got the shift and control, down arrow. There we are. And then we selected everything. Now let's click insert pivot table. Remember from the first explanation, I said you can choose the new workbook or existing worksheet. So last time we used the existing worksheet, but now we're going to use the new workbook. So just click OK. Here we are. So as I explained in the first section, the top section is your headings, and then the filter is where you need to put something that you need to filter. If you've got 2 years and you want to see maybe your first year, then you put your year here. Rows is whatever you want to see on the left. So in this case, we want to see our product code and our product name. So we want to put our product code and then our new product name. But can you see the way it is? So I've got my product code here and I've got my product name here. But I don't want it to be that. I want it to be the same because the same product code refers the product name. So how do you make them to align so that they come on the same line? There's a way to do it in Excel. So just right click under any of the products names, right click, and then click on pivot table options, and then you go to display, and then just check this one that is written classic pivot table layout, and then click OK. So you'll see it will align everything correctly. And then we don't want any totals per product. So I'm going to just right click on any of the totals and untick just tick on the tick here to remove it. Yep. So now we are sorted. And then the next thing that we want is maybe say gross profit. We just want to see which of the products gives us the biggest gross profit. So if I click here, so if you put it on values, those values is where you put anything that's a number. So sometimes by default, it comes in as a count. So count is just telling you how many it appears. But if you want a number, the sum, so just click on it, left click once, and then click on value field settings. We want to change it to be a number. Then click on sum. Click OK. So there we are. So now we've got numbers in here. And then maybe let's put our GP percentage as well, maybe next to it. And then count of percentage again, but we want it to be a sum, a number. So here we are. So we got our percentages here and we got our gross profit. But then remember, this is just the total, but we don't know which year. Remember, we're 2 years in here. So if you want the years to be split for you, so either you can put you could put the year. So I'm going to put maybe my year here as a filter. And then I'm going to put the period in here. And then maybe let's put our year between the period so that we'll know which year it is. So this is 2023 and 2024 years only got 1 month with the percentage. So it's got, so I'm going to take off, let's just remove the GP percentage. So how you remove it, you just go up and then pick it. So can you see here? We've got our gross profit for the year period 1. So for this guy, for this rogue streak scar, we got 96,000, 70,000. And then if you go to the end of the year, then you can actually see who is this one that we sold 187,000 with the Lenovo ThinkPad. So at a glance, then you can actually see what happened. So remember what we need to do now. Let's fix our, let's do our freeze pens here. View, freeze pens on C6, right. So that we can move to the left and to the right is fine. But can you see something? Then the numbers are not right. They are not formatted correctly. So how do you format? So right click anywhere and then click value field settings and then number format and then number and then use 1000 separator. Decimal, let's make it 0. and then click the third from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then click OK, and then click OK. Can you see our formats are right across all of them? So this is how basically you do your, and then the other thing, we need to lock the columns so that when we refresh the pivot, it won't change the column. So they'll be exactly the same. So first fix whatever you need to fix. Yeah, so let me just double click again to make sure that, okay, here we go. So everything is fine. And then you right click, go to pivot table options, and then can check, you see this one, it says auto fit column width on update. We don't want it to do that. So just uncheck it and then click OK. So we are done. So in the event that you want to maybe see the customers, let's see our data. So if you want to see the customer name, to see by customer, how did the sales go? So I'm gonna just put maybe the customer name on the filter. And then if I select ABC group, can you see ABC group? We just get, so we just bought Dell laptops and the HP. If you select maybe Electronic Haven, it bought just the Apple MacBook and the Lenovo, then you can actually do different dissections.